Hey guys, and welcome to our week 1 battle against numbers in the LET, or the League of Extraordinary Trainers. I'm your coach Ian, and I will be doing some post-battle commentary over this. I do want to give a quick shout out to TJ, who is a member of the league as well, coach with the CTAC Cyberducks. He converts all of our battle code videos into full-on videos. He speeds them up a little bit, and he puts some really cool background music behind the videos, so that's really fun. I like watching them. This is technically only the second. We did have a really early battle this week, but it is only week 1, so we've been trying to schedule this for like the last 2 weeks anyways. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to TJ for that, especially because he's sending me these so that I can record over these for the rest of the season, so that's also really cool. I think it'll be a good way to get my thoughts about the battle out and sort of my perspective on why things happen, especially for instances of like super hacks or like if a crit mattered or stuff like that, that people wouldn't just like know right off the bat based on my sets. So I think the team builder is going to be cool in that way to describe the sets, and then the battle videos in order to see my thoughts. If you haven't seen the team builder, it will be linked down in the description below. I did upload it yesterday. Yeah, I think that's about it. So let's get into the battle here. So we're in team select here, or yeah, we're choosing our leads and stuff like that, and I see a lot of stuff. But let's quickly run through my team if you haven't seen the team builder. I am bringing physically offensive Scarf Mienshao with U-turn, Drain Punch, Stone Edge, Knockoff. I think that's it. I'm bringing physically offensive Thick Fat Scarfed Mammothswine with Earthquake, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, and Stone Edge as well, I think. So there's no priority on that. We're bringing Shift Gear ICMZ Magerna with Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball as coverage. We're bringing Adamant Violate Rhydon with Stealth Rock, Rock Polish, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. We're bringing specially offensive Life Orb Selgor with Bug Buzz, Sludge Bomb, Energy Ball, and Hidden Power Water. And we're bringing specially defensive Wakanberry, Tailglow, oh god, what is it now? Tailglow, Surf, Dazzling Gleam, and Hidden Power Fire Manaphy. Hidden Power Fire was there to cover for the Ferroseed. So I was expecting him to bring Kieran Black, Mega Manectric, Donphan, Mew, Zoroark, and Chandelure, and Zoroark and Chandelure were both huge threats to my team, and he ended up bringing Delphox instead of Chandelure and Cinccino instead of Zoroark. So I wasn't sure what to think about that. Delphox didn't scare me nearly as much as Chandelure did, just because Chandelure hits way harder than Delphox does. But Delphox is a faster threat, so I wasn't sure what to think about that. And I was pretty sure that he was bringing Banded Cinccino. I was also pretty sure he was bringing Scarf Kieran Black, and I was also really sure that he was bringing more of a defensive Mew, because he didn't need the offense for Mew. But I knew he would have some sort of ground coverage or some sort of fire coverage to deal with Magerna, because Magerna absolutely destroys his team. So for lead on my end, I ended up choosing Scarf Mienshao. But I think I could have led Mienshao, Rhydon, a Selgor, or Manaphy, and I think he thought that I was going to lead Rhydon, a Selgor, or Manaphy. Rhydon just to set up rocks or something. I think he might have thought I would bring a Selgor to set up spikes, especially against his team right now, because he has nothing that's floating above the ground, so his entire team is completely weak to Earthquake, just like mine is, to be fair. But his is more threatened by Mammothswine. I'm less threatened by a Donphan Earthquake than he would be threatened by a Mammothswine Earthquake. And I think he's going to lead. Oh, and I think he might think that I would bring Manaphy as the lead to just deal with damage to something, or to counter his Donphan lead, because I think he would lead Donphan to set up Stealth Rocks or something. I think he would lead Mew to set up Stealth Rocks or something, or like Will-O-Wisp something, or I think he would lead Kieran Black to get off a big hit on something. So let's just start the battle. So I did lead Scarf Mienshao here. So we'll see in a few seconds here. Cole, oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Cole challenging us to the battle, and he does lead Delphox, so at this point, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared about his speed on Delphox, so I'll just pause it real quick here. So I'm kind of scared about his speed on Delphox, because Delphox is a base 104 Mon and Mienshao is a base 105 Mon. I am Scarfed, but I'm assuming if he's Scarfed, that he would outspeed me, trying to speed creep something that I'm not, because I was trying to speed creep Kyurem Black with my Mienshao, which I do talk about in the team builder, which is a base 95 Mon, so I know that if he's timid, max speed Scarf, he's going to outspeed me, and I don't want to take a Fire Blast on Mienshao. I know I have Regenerator and I could just U-turn out. I can probably eat the hit, but I really don't want to let my Mienshao get weakened this early. And I have Manaphy here to eat a special fire attack, so I'm going to switch into Manaphy here. It's my best switch into his Delphox. I calced it, and Grass Knot does approximately 10% to me. So he does go for the Fire Blast here, and it gets a big hit off. You know, it's not that decent, but it's more damage than I was expecting, and I do see the Life Orb. So my suspicions about him being Scarfed were wrong, and I could have stayed in on Mienshao, gotten more damage off on the Delphox. That was a misplay on my part, but I think it was the safer play, especially for the first turn. I think that was better. So here, I've got Manaphy in on Delphox. He's definitely not staying in, but I don't want to set up yet with Tail Glow. I'm just going to go for my hardest hitting move, which is Surf. He does go into Kyurem to eat the Surf. I guess he was expecting the Surf. And so we get a little bit of chip damage off on this Kyurem, which is good, because I need chip damage off on this thing to sweep later. Sorry, I can see that he's going for Earth Power. I did calc the Kyurem's damage. His Earth Power is going to do about 10% to my specially defensive Manaphy. I think that's probably... I know he's not going to lock himself into a Dragon-type move, because I'm assuming he's Scarfed again. I know he's not going to lock himself into a Dragon-type move, because then I can just go... I can eat it with Manaphy, and then I just go into Magearna, set up on this Kyurem Black, and the game's, like, crazily in my favor all of a sudden. And I know I can eat the Fusion Bolt, which is the other most threatening move, because we're specially defensive and not physically defensive, because I'm carrying a Wakan Berry. So I'm just going to stay in with Manaphy, and I'm carrying the Dazzling Gleam for this thing, and we'll see what's going on here. So he does go for the Earth Power. I go for the Dazzling Gleam myself. Earth Power does approximately nothing, and Dazzling Gleam puts him at a really low range, probably about 35%-ish. So here, I know he doesn't want to stay in and take another Dazzling Gleam because he's locked into Earth Power, and he's not going to be able to do anything to me. So I'm going to set up the Tail Glow here as he switches out. And he ends up switching out into the one thing that actually threatens my Manaphy, which is the Chinchino. So I do set up the Tail Glow, and it's kind of wasted because the setup wasn't really necessary at this point in the game. So I'm really scared of a Banded Bullet Seed here. The calc for a default Chinchino set is Life Orb with Bullet Seed, Tail Slap, Knockoff, and Rock Blast, just abusing a skill link as much as possible. Obviously, my assumption going into this match is that he's banded, and I'm going to play around him being banded. So I'm really scared of Bullet Seed. I know I can't switch in Rhydon on a Bullet Seed either because it'll just die. So I have to go into Magearna here. It's going to be my best thing to eat any attack that that his Chinchino wants to go for. And he ends up going for the Tail Slap. So that's going to do more damage than I thought I would do to Magearna, but it is because he's banded. I did calc it, and he's definitely banded with this type of damage on my Magearna. So I know he's locked into Tail Slap. Another one will not kill my Magearna. Absolutely will not kill my Magearna. So I'm going to set up a shift gear and start cleaning house on his team. As he switches out, I know he's switching out. I have no idea what he's going to switch out into. He does end up switching into the Mew, which leads me to believe that my assumption is correct, and he has coverage for my Magearna on this Mew. So I did calc it. With the health that I'm at right now, I can live a fully offensive Mew, Fire type or ground type move. I'm assuming he would be running Earth Power or Flamethrower as his coverage. If he does go for the Fire Blast, I'm dead for sure. But he would have to hit the 85% accurate Fire Blast. So we're at +2 speed. We're going to outspeed him. I am packing the Shadow Ball for coverage, so we're going to hit him with the Shadow Ball. It's going to be a 2-hit KO. It's a little less than I was expecting, so I'm definitely seeing that he's specially defensive Mew. And he does go for the Flamethrower, which does not kill me. I live on 16. So at this point, he has two choices. He can either switch out his Mew and maybe bring it in later for whatever he would do with it. It is going to die to a Mamoswine Earthquake. It's going to die to pretty much anything on my team. I do have like a lot of power this week. It's definitely going to die to a Selgor if I bring in a Selgor later. So he is just going to sack it to my Shadow Ball and give me the boost. So now we're a +1 Magearna. sitting in front of his team. Sorry, +1 special attack at +2 speed. I outspeed his entire team right now, and I'm at +1. Now, his assumption on this turn, I just want to talk about this really quick. So I did talk to Numbers after the battle, and he said that he assumed Magerna was base 60 speed, like Magnazone was, because they both started Mag, I guess. I mean, yeah, he hasn't played a lot of Gen 7 Wi-Fi battles, neither have I, but I was doing my speed creeping and stuff, and I knew I would outspeed his Scarf Kieran Black by 1 point, so I found it really odd that he would bring in Kieran Black here. I know it was just a mistake on his part, but it kind of like ended up putting in work later because all of a sudden the scariest thing to my team is gone. So I do kill it with the flash cannon, and now I'm a +2/+2 Magerna sitting in front of his team. He really only has one option, and that's to go into Donphan. Yeah, he does go into Donphan. So real quickly here, I do calc Ice Shard damage to see if I'll live Ice Shard. And it's actually kind of important that I do live the Ice Shard here just to take him down to his sturdy at the very least, so that the rest of my team can clean up later, because Donphan has no reliable recovery. So if I get him as low as I possibly can, it'll be easier for something to clean up later. So I did calc an Ice Shard, and it did maximum 8%, and we're actually sitting at 9% right now. According to the calc, it's actually 10% now that I'm doing the math. But it's 9% because we have 161 HP. Yeah, so I do go for my Z move here. I just burn the Z move, mostly for style points. Like, it wasn't really necessary. I was at +2, so Flash Cannon brought him down to sturdy, and Ice Beam brought him down to sturdy. Shadow Ball didn't, according to the calc. But that was a max HP Donphan that I was calculating. I have no idea what his set was for Donphan. I know that he didn't go for the Ice Shard here, and he went for the safe play, which was the Earthquake, taking out my Magerna. Good play on his part. All around better play, in my mind, because he wastes one less PP point, but that's about that. So, Magerna's dead. I'm thinking to myself, wow, Rhydon can set up a Rock Polish on I was calculating, and Rhydon could set up a Rock Polish, and because of the Eviolite, we can live an Earthquake. We can live 2 Earthquakes if he gets medium rolls, and we can set up 2 Rock Polishes and clean sweep with Rhydon because we will outspeed his entire team. So I do go into my Rhydon here, Reign of the Rhydon, as we see the leftovers recovery on him. So I go into Reina here, and I'm going to set up a Rock Polish. I don't care that he's going for Earthquake, because I can live 2 if he gets a medium roll. And we'll see the damage here, and he does a lot of damage. He did 53 or 57%. I was at 42% after this, so he did 57% with that Earthquake. And based on the calc, Adamant max attack Donphan did 57 as the highest roll to my Rhydon. So he got a super high roll to make up for, you know, whatever else, whatever else this game, which ended up meaning that Rhydon can't sweep the game because I can't live another Earthquake at this range. I do outspeed the Donphan at this point, but I don't outspeed anything else on his team because I don't have any speed investment. I really wasn't intending Rhydon to sweep. I just thought that this would be kind of a cool moment for Rhydon to put in some work. So I do decide to just go for the Earthquake here and clean up my kill, because I know I'm not going to live another attack, and I can't set up another Rock Polish to clean his house. And then he's going to end up bringing in something else to revenge kill me, I know it for sure. Even like an HP Ice from Mega Man would have cleaned me up, but he does go into Delphox, which leads me to believe he's got the Grass Knot. He does show off the Grass Knot and kills me with it, so I mean, I was dying to a Grass Knot from 100% anyways, especially a Life Orb Grass Knot. I was calcing base Delphox. So I do go out into Manaphy here. Now, I do want to touch on this. I am running Spadef Manaphy, and I know Grass Knot's only going to do 10% of my HP, so I think I can just eat a hit. I'm just going to go into Manaphy, and I'm like, my plan is at this point is to clean up with one of my Scarfers after I get a little more chip damage from Manaphy on the rest of his team. So I go into Manaphy here. I just want to chip down his team. And he ends up going for Psyshock, which was absolutely the best thing to hit me with, because I had like 4 defense EVs, and so that thing chunks me. Oh, sorry, I do go for the Surf here, and I kill the Delphox, but just while the Surf animation is going on real quick, the HP value that I'm at on Manaphy right now is not good. This is not a good amount of HP for me to be at. It's at 48. I know you can't see it right now, but it's at 48. I cannot live a Mega Manectric Thunderbolt anymore. Mega Manectric Thunderbolt was doing 35% to me through the Wakan Berry because of all my bulk. But at the HP that I'm at now, even with the Wakanberry, I'm not living a Mega Man Electric Thunderbolt. Manaphy has no use to me left in this game. I'm just going to spam Surf for the next few turns and try and get as much chip down on Chinchino as possible so that I can sweep. Now that Tail Slap miss, the Tail Slap miss is so unfortunate on Number's part. It is a 90% accurate move, I believe, so you do run the risk of missing with moves that have a chance to miss. Obviously, I was running Stone Edge on a couple of my Mons. I never did end up using it, but that could have been possible. So that Tail Slap miss didn't actually matter in the long run, I don't think. That crit on the Manaphy Surf also did not matter. Manaphy Surf was doing 50% minimum to this Chinchino. That thing was going to get 2-hit KO'd by a Surf anyways, so that crit does not matter on the Chinchino. The hacks were not just entirely in my favor randomly for no reason. The Tail Slap miss, again, I want to preface this. The Tail Slap miss did not matter in the end outcome of this game. It did matter in the differential, because my Manaphy would have gone down to that Tail Slap right there, and all of a sudden, I have 3 things left, and he's still got 2 things alive, one of which is faster than my Acelgor, so, yeah. He does miss a second Tail Slap. Again, it didn't matter. It just gave Manaphy a kill, and it ended up causing... It ended up just causing a better differential for myself in the end. This game, you can see it's 4-1 right now. Mega Man Electric is going to clean up the Manaphy, and then I'll bring in... sorry, my whole goal with this right now is to sack the Manaphy off to get this Intimidate off on Manaphy, right? He has no way to switch out his Manectric to get Intimidate on my Mamoswine, and the roll on Mamoswine through Intimidate is 95% minimum with an Earthquake, so he can live one if he gets an Intimidate off of my Mamo, but he can't, so my Mamo just comes in and cleans up the game and Earthquakes his Manectric here to clean it up and win the game 3-0 for the Ladner Lanturn over numbers. Yeah, that was the game. So, that's how it went. We do pick up our first win of the season. Just pause it right here for KO breakdown. We do pick up our first win of the season. This is actually my first win in a Wi-Fi battle ever. It was my first Wi-Fi battle ever as well. And it's my first draft league game. So I was really happy to pick up a win. I think I prepped pretty well for numbers. I know we were talking after the game, and the Tail Slap misses, like I was telling him, they didn't matter in the long run. Yeah, it's just so unfortunate when there's hacks like that in a game, and it's not the biggest deal, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, I feel for numbers. Hopefully that's all the bad hacks he gets this season. It probably won't be. I hope that's not all the good hacks that I get this season either, but it probably will. It probably won't be either. So, that's what happens in Pokemon. That's just the game we play. So, yeah, that's our Week 1 match of the League of Extraordinary Trainers against Numbers. So we are sitting at 1 win with a 3-0 differential, which is technically top of our division at the moment because not everyone has played their matches yet. Because it's Wednesday when I'm filming this, and so the end of the week is Saturday for the league. Next week we play Corona 12 and the Seattle Staraptors. Keep an eye out for the team builder for that. I do have that finished. I've all prepped in my team's gen, ready to go for him. We'll be playing at some point next week, and yeah, feel free to take a look at that video when that comes out. I do have UPBA coming up soon as well. My match against Bob in the Atlantic City Altarias. That is a showdown match, so it will be filmed a little bit differently than this match was, but that will be coming up too. Anyways, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.